Totally. 100%. Let me put this closer if that's okay.
Yeah.
I like to have that there, even though I've done this a lot. I still keep it close. And I'm going to keep it one piece ahead. That way I can just have it turn there. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
So good to have all of you here. For those who've not yet met me or are new to a congregation Kol Ami, I am Chazan or Cantor Sharon Brown-Levy, and this is what I like to call an upcoming cantor maybe one day. I was raised in our congregation. Mr. Mark Grosser is going to assist us in some of the liturgy tonight, and our beloved rabbi is away in Washington, D.C. with a confirmation class. So we are thinking of them as they are learning so many new things as they learn to lobby their decisions and ideas out east. It's going to be a wonderful experience for them. We wish everybody who is watching us out there in the live stream a hearty and warm Shabbat Shalom. And our Devar this evening will be presented by our very own Tessa Vashel. We're very excited about that. And so I'd like us to begin with a prayer that says, we are so grateful. It is so good and pleasant that we all can be together. If you need the lyrics, the words to that, you can find them in your Mishkan Tefillah Sidur on page 128 with the singing of Hine Matov. הנה מה טוב ובנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ובנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה, יאללה לה לה לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה, יאללה לה לה לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, יאללה לי לי לי, יאללה לי. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. We turn next in our Kabbalat Shabbat experience to page 142 for the singing of Shalom Aleichem. Join us.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
And we conclude this section of our Kabbalat experience on page 138 as we welcome in the Shabbat bride with the singing of L'Chadodi. We will be singing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. This is page 138.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabla. Lecha dodi, lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabla. הדודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשמו תפארת בלי תילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה ומחשבה תהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Verse 5.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך ומאורי, אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise as we greet the Shabbat bride and turn towards the entrance of our building. Boi shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה,
לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
You may be seated. So we are so blessed to be here together tonight, and part of that blessing is having the opportunity to perform the mitzvah of lighting the neirot, the candles of Shabbat. And so because you are going to be doing so much co-leading now, and God willing, as we go on together this evening and other times, would you do me the honor, please, of lighting the neirot? Thank you. This is page 120. As he lights, I'll read this beautiful reading on 121, and you can read it with me. Let's do it together. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love as we bring the light in to us. We sing together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlikne shel Shabbat. Amen. And as we conclude this section of the service, I'll invite you, Mark, to lead us in the Chatzi Kaddish, page 144.
Yitkadal veyitkadash shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Yalma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei.
B'chayechon uvyomechon u'b'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv.
V'yimeru.
Amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mevorach, le'alam u'la'almei almaya, yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha
Berichu.
la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata
Tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma.
V'yimeru.
Amen. I invite you please to rise as we have our call to worship, page 146, Baruch Hu. Yada lai lai lai, yada lai lai lai. Join us. Yada lai lai lai, 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 yada lai lai lai. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamivorach. Baruch Adonai Hamivorach le'olam da'ed, le'olam da'ed. Yada lai lai lai, 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 yada lai lai lai. You may be seated. On page 149, let us read together at the bottom of the page. 149. This is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Join me in the Chatima. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ari Aravi. Page 150, join us. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amecha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Hukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadita Hakein Adonai Eloheinu V'shokreinu u'v'kuneinu Nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'v'mitzvotecha Le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'orech yameinu יומם ולילה, ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. Join us, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. 152. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Please chant together with us, page 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת. As we prepare to welcome in the theme of our freedom, let us read responsively at the bottom of page 157. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
May we continue to sing, even amidst life's most challenging times. Amen, yes?
Amen.
Page 158. This beautiful Micha Mocha of Sol Zim has a lovely nigun, a melody without words, even if you don't know the words, and that's okay. Your heart will be understood. That's what our great Hasidic master, the Baal Shem Tov, said. If every word is yai lai lai, it is carried to Adonai. Yada lai 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 lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai 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 lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai 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 lai, yada lai lai lai, yada lai yada lai lai. Mi chamocha baili Madonna, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osefele, osefele. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, b'kiyayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, b'kiyayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Zein li anu v'yameru Adonai imloch le'olam le'olam v'yalalai yalalai lai 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 yalalai lai lai yalalai lai 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 yalalai lai lai yalalai lai 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 yalalai lai lai yalalai yalalai lai. נאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאה ישראל. We continue with this beautiful prayer of protection. And God knows we need protection now and always. Join me in 160. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom, Lishalom, V'ha'amideinu Shomreinu לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Keep us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. At the beginning, join us. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom, Lishalom, V'ha'amideinu Shomreinu לחיים, לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. אמן. חתימה. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו, Haporei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu Ve'al kol amo Yisrael Ve'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us. Please God, every day, over all your people Israel, and especially over Jerusalem. This beautiful Vishamru, maintaining the beautiful Nusach of the Arvit service, comes to us from Meir Finkelstein. Page 162, easy to pick up. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam beridolah. Sing that again. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים כי ששת ימים אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וידלפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and a joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day. I invite you to rise, page 164, as we introduce our Amidah to Tefillah. Adonai, Sefetai Tivtach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yadalai, lai, lai, 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 yadalai, lai, lai, yadalai, lai. Turn to page 166. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומר חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו יהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. 168. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך מימי ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. 170. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Please read with me 171 at the top. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning,
illuminates the darkness in which we
walk. Help us to see, wherever we gaze, that the bush burns
unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder,
how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Blessed is the Eternal One, the Holy God. We remain standing as we continue in this Amidah, this tefillah, silently, b'lachash, with what we may use as the words of the page in the language of our choice, until the prayer for peace on page 180, or you may close the book if you like, and prayer tefillah shebalev, the prayer of your own heart. When you're finished your tefillah, you may be seated. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people, forever. For you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you, O God, to bless your people Israel and all humanity in every season and every moment with your peace. Page 178. Please join me if you know this. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech adon lecha shalom. Ki ata melech adon lecha shalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תעשי לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. Amen.
Amen.
We are now coming to the mitzvah of thinking of those who are in need of God's healing. For Rifuat Haguf, for healing of body, Rifuat HaNefesh, for healing of the soul. First, I will read the list of names in our community this week, and after that, I will bring my hand in your direction so that you can also offer a name who may not be listed here with us today. We are thinking of, in our community and beyond, Gitaleya bat Mashachana, Harav Yehudaleb ben Dina, Miron Yisrael ben Rachel, Daniel Meir ben Chaya Etya, Baruch ben Sarah, Itka Fega bat Gittel, Batya Chaya bat Sarah, Gila Chaya bat Mordechai Lev Gila Leah, Yosef Chaim ben Yael, Yehuda ben Chana, Tova Chava bat Chaya Rachel, Chaim Yosef ben Shena Leah, David Dowsett, Yitzchak Vigilski, Rona Kipper, Tanner Light, Megan Magleby, Pete Schwager, Penny Spector, Edina Stern, and Judy wolf. As I bring my hand to you, if you would like to mention someone so we may comfort you, please do so. Thank you. Gracias. Anyone? Thank you. Anyone on your end? And if anyone would like to mention someone who's watching us on the live stream, feel free to do so at this time. Our communal healing prayer is Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach, among many that we alternate here. We are on page 371. Please join me. And of course, Mark. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Amen. I would like to invite up Tessa Vashel to give our Devar Torah, some words of Torah for today. Thank you so much for being here. You may have mine. Oh, you got either one? Okay. Of course, please do. Make yourself comfortable. Yay! Fantastic. You just turn this button to turn it on, and then this gets like that around your neck. Yes, I know. Fancy, fancy. Tell me when you're ready for me to turn it on. Or long hair. Trust me. Or ears, for that matter. Tell me if you're all set.
All right, I am good to go.
You are live.
All righty. Well, and hello to everyone on the live stream. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So, last week in Parshat Vayera, we started what is perhaps our best known and most dramatic story. It's the one that we retell every year at our Passover Seders. And in it, Moses and Aaron go to Pharaoh to deliver God's message to release the Israelites from slavery, or as they're then known, the Hebrews. And Pharaoh basically says, nah. And this is where it gets juicy. God has Moses and Aaron just cause increasingly terrible natural disasters, which we now call the plagues. And these are really no joke. So the people living in Egypt start to have a very bad time. They lose all their clean drinking water, because the Nile gets turned to a river of blood, all their livestock, all their crops. They also break out in boils and get lice, and they are beating back a veritable swarm of frogs. Also, fire falls from the sky at one point. So in short, it is not a good scene for the Egyptians. Pharaoh is totally indifferent when his people no longer have clean drinking water, but the frogs are apparently a bridge too far. He begs Moses and Aaron to ask God to get rid of the frogs and promises to let the Hebrews go in exchange. Moses talks to God. God kills all the frogs. They get super stinky, which gross. And then Pharaoh doesn't budge. Basically, he looks around and he says, oh, cool, everything is better and back to normal now, and I am most definitely not going to let your people go. And this pattern continues through the upsetting amount of lice, crop-destroying swarms of insects, all the Egyptian livestock dying, literally everybody in Egypt breaking out in horrible boils, hail coming down so hard it actually killed anybody unlucky enough to be standing outside. And with each plague, Pharaoh keeps saying to Moses, tell your God to please stop this, and yes, I will let your people leave. And then immediately not doing that as soon as the situation is resolved. And so Parshat Vayera ends with the fire and hail and a stubborn Pharaoh hardening his heart. And it ends with Pharaoh and God trapped in this seemingly perpetual cycle of broken promises and escalating consequences. So this week, we land in Parshat Bo. And God tells Moses, I have made Pharaoh's heart heavy, or I have hardened his heart, because at this point, God is really just not having it anymore and is ready to inspire shock and awe and wonder in the Hebrews and basically create a story that will be told and retold for generations. Locusts descend. They are absolutely everywhere. Nobody can even see the ground. They eat whatever crops haven't already been destroyed by the hail. And then after that, it gets so dark you can't even light a candle for 3 days. But the Hebrews' crops are not destroyed. And the Hebrews have light in their homes. And now, the worst plague of all comes. The most all-encompassing, the most final, the most terrifying. At midnight, every firstborn in Egypt dies. From the firstborn of Pharaoh to the firstborn of the lowest slave. Even the firstborn cattle die. We read, there was no house where there was not someone dead. The grief of this sudden and devastating epidemic is astonishing. There is such a huge and collective cry that the noise of it actually wakes Pharaoh up. And he summons Moses and Aaron to him in the middle of the night and finally relents. But the Hebrews are protected. The destroying angel passes over them. And it must have been terrifying to be a Hebrew through all of this, to be a regular person, a slave, knowing only what Moses has told you. Even though you personally aren't suffering the way your Egyptian neighbors are, you're seeing what they're going through. You see their leader refusing to relent and allow them peace. You stay inside your home with the doorpost smeared with lamb's blood to avoid the destroyer, knowing that all around you is death and despair. You know there's a promise of better days ahead, but what you can hear is a cry so mighty and a grief so massive, maybe it shatters your heart, at least a little. It's not like things were going great for the Hebrews at this point in time, but I like to think that their own suffering never made them fully numb to the suffering of other humans. The Torah lingers on this final plague. It heightens the drama and tells the story in more detail than any of the previous plagues. We don't read much, though, about how the Hebrews felt or how they passed the night of the 10th plague, other than to know that they stayed in their homes. Instead, we get this rich, detailed description of the worst night of a lot of other people's lives. I think it's meant to go for our hearts, to awaken our feelings of sympathy for the Egyptians, while we simultaneously, at last, feel hope for the Hebrews. And this is complicated. And part of what we can take from this is to give ourselves space to hold all of that, the Hebrews escape Egypt, they don't stay to hold funerals or grieve. But when the story is retold over the generations, the details remain that create those complicated feelings. It isn't glossed over or ignored. The Torah doesn't pretend none of this ever happened, that it was easy or simple, that it came without a cost. But we keep moving forward, even when we go with a heavy heart, even when it's complicated, even when it's terrifying. We keep moving forward in the hope of better days. The Torah pulls us to feel more than one thing at once. While we will dance and sing and celebrate freedom in next week's Parsha, we can also feel and acknowledge and heal from grief in this moment. So we still sing the Song of the Sea today. And at our Passover Seders, we still pour out 10 drops of wine in remembrance of our long ago grief-stricken neighbors. We contain multitudes. Shabbat Shalom.
Vod, shkoche. Thank you so very much. You have been freed from the microphone. Toda rabah, toda rabah. Thank you. I present you the enslaving microphone. Has good qualities too. It helps us to be heard out there in the land of the live stream, so it's all good. Once again, thank you, Tessa. Beautiful. And as a little aside to this gorgeous drash that she gave to us today, did you know that we recall the story of our freedom every single day in our prayers? The Song of the Sea and the events leading up to the Song of the Sea are in our weekday prayers every single day of the year, and not just at the season as we're getting ready for the regular weekly reading, not just at Passover time, where we leave the regular reading each week and then we turn back in the Torah scroll to the story of the Exodus, but we would not be where we are today without our freedom and understanding the suffering that led to that freedom. And speaking of which, may we be thinking of those, once again, who are suffering in Israel. Every single service since October 7th has been a reminder that freedom is not yet fully ours in this world. And so I am going to turn in our Siddur, and you can join me to follow along. On page 377, I'm going to begin just a bit of this a cappella. It's the beautiful tefillah for Eretz Yisrael, for the prayer for the state of Israel. I'll sing just about a sentence in Hebrew, and then I'll invite you to read with me the full page in English. If you know this melody, please join me. Avinu shebashamayim Tzu Yisrael v'gohalo Barech et medinat Yisrael Reishit tzmichat Geulatenu Avinu shebashamayim Tzu Yisrael v'galo Barech et medinat Yisrael Reishit tzmichat geulatenu. The top of the page together. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. And we all say, Amen. Please join us in the singing of the world-famous Nurit Hirsch, Ose Shalom. Ose Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, ve'imeru, amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, ve'imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael,
Ya'aseh shalom,
Ya'aseh shalom,
Ya'aseh
Ya'aseh
shalom,
shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imeru, amen. That prayer takes on so much more meaning today. So much more meaning. Let us say once again, amen.
Amen.
And we have Tessa again. Would you like to come back and lead us? It's tradition here on Minhag that one of the members of our board of trustees leads our announcements. So Tessa, give us the kavod. Oh, and you'll need a mic. No? Would you want a mic? Well, he has a little easier time. Slightly less, but has quite a bit to begin with. Yes. Okay.
Once again, Shabbat Shalom. So thank you to Cantor Brown Levy for leading us this evening, and to me for the drush. And thank you, Mark, for leading as well this evening. So our casting call for our Purim spiel this year, which is going to be Purim on the Roof, it has been rescheduled for this Sunday at noon. So if you're at all interested, we need actors, we need singers, we need people on stage, we need people backstage, we need costumes, we need props, we need sets, we need everything. So it takes a village, and so please come out. It's going to be lots of fun. Children in grades 4 and up, and teenagers, and adults, of course, as well, are welcome to join us. And then this coming week, please come and celebrate Tu B'Shavat with us, the birthday of the trees, and an Ecological Awareness Day. We're going to be having a special family-friendly community Seder, which is going to be led by Rabbi Spector and Cantor Brown Levy. And so it'll be immediately after religious school on Wednesday, this Wednesday, January 24th, which is about 6:30, right? And I went last year. It's wonderful. It's a lovely little Seder. So if you've never been to a Tu B'Shavat Seder, you should check it out. But please do RSVP by Monday, the 22nd, so we can get a good head count, so we know how many people will be there.
Could I add one thing to that? Is that it takes a lot to actually create the Seder. It's not just the clergy that lead it and have congregants participate, but there are lots of supplies, fruits, and drinks and things like this, and activities for children. So we do need help, and our staff needs assistance with the setup. Please contact the office before Wednesday if you're interested in assisting our staff. It really does take a village to set up the Seder. Thank you.
Next Friday, this same time is January 26th, we're going to be having Shabbat Shirah, which is our Shabbat of song, and we'll celebrate with vibrant music. We will have our very own Kolami band and choir, as well as we're going to be featuring special guests Joel Rosenberg and Kelly Richardson. It's just going to be absolutely lovely, and there will be a Shabbat dinner cooked by Dove DeLay, and it's going to feature salmon, potato kugel, roasted squash, and spinach salad, and of course, dessert. So if you want to come to the dinner, please be sure to RSVP by Wednesday, the 24th. Of course, everyone is welcome for the Shabbat Shirah, but stay for dinner. It's just great. Mitzvah Day is next Sunday, the 28th. So we're doing lots of things to help the community. We're gathering donations to help people in need throughout Salt Lake City. And we have our Mitzvah Mountain in the West Foyer where you can take an item that somebody in the community needs and then you can bring that back and drop it off in the bin in the hall. You can also register online. We're doing a blood drive that day, so you can be a blood donor. You can also come in person that day. We're going to be packing meals for hungry people in our community and lots of other things. There's more details on the website, and you can register there as well. So please come out. It's a wonderful day of service. We have a great trip led by Rabbi Spector coming up to Atlanta and Alabama. It's April 4th through 7th. We're going to be learning about the Jewish role in the civil rights movement. The trip is definitely happening. It's open to Kolami members over the age of 60, and registration is open until February 1st. So this is kind of your last chance. If you're interested, get in now or regret it forever. So more upcoming events because we are always doing so much here. We're going to start a monthly class on rabbinic commentaries with Rabbi Spector, and that will be immediately following services on January 27th. We have a Tot Shabbat for our youngest congregants on February 2nd. We are going to have a Shabbat dinner, an Erev Shabbat service, and a lecture with Dr. Bakhtiari on Abdul Hussein Sardari, the Iranian Schindler, on February 2nd. If you've got kids at home, send your child to a Jewish summer camp this summer. We are going to be hosting a Jewish summer camp fair on February 4th, and we also have camp scholarships available for children in our community, and this is money that is set aside only for that purpose. We can only use it to send kids to summer camp. So if you've got kids in your family, please come out and you can talk to Danny to get more information about the scholarship. Our Sunday schmooze will be with Alana Blumenthal, director of the Brigham City Museum and Collections Care Specialist. The Brigham City Museum has a surprising collection of Jewish artifacts. So Alana is going to be talking to us about their collection on February 4th. This year, tax statements with your donations are going to be sent by request. So if you need that for your records, please reach out to the office. Our bookkeeper, Wendy, can send it to you. And we have exceeded our high holiday appeal goal this year. So we raised over $250,000 from donors in our community. Thank you so much for your support. That makes everything that I just talked about possible. So thank you to our volunteers, donors, members, and guests for your participation and support, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you. I want to add one piece to the Shabbat Shirah weekend. In addition to Friday night featuring band, choir, and Joel Rosenberg and our wonderful Kelly Richardson accompanist, we have a trio coming to us from the Utah Symphony on Saturday morning, because it is all about celebrating Jewish composers and our freedom at the sea at the same time. And so each one of those magnificent instrumentalists will be presenting a piece by a renowned Jewish composer. And so Friday evening it will be Ernest Bloch. Beautiful. He wrote he wrote so many pieces, but his famous prayer is often performed by cellists and is recorded worldwide. You can catch those kinds of things online. And wonderful folk and cabaret composer by the name of Paul Schoenfield will be featured by the trio from the Utah Symphony on Saturday of Shabbat Shirah, the day after Joel Rosenberg plays. So please tell people it's going to be amazing. Okay. I'm a little biased, what can I tell you? Just a little bit. All right, we are now heading to the concluding segment of our service, which is found on page 586. It is upon us, Aleinu, to be a light unto the nations of the world. Page 586. I invite you to rise as we face our Aron HaKodesh, and we open it to declare our uniqueness in the world and God's greatness. Aleinu l'shabea l'adon hakol לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגור עלינו כחמונם ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. And we continue on 591. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו ושמו echad. You may be seated. It is now our time to complete the mitzvah of memory. I would like to have you turn to page 595 before we remember the names we will be recalling. Beautiful, beautiful poem by a very brave lady who was sadly captured and killed by the Nazis in World War II. The amazing and incredible Hannah Senesh wrote this gorgeous poem at the bottom of 595. Please let's read it together. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light, long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. And so I will ask you first to please call out, if you are so comfortable doing, the name of someone you're remembering and rise so that we may acknowledge you. And then after that point, I will read the list of the community Yahrzeitin that occur, whose 30 days, their shloshim, of their passing, and also whose anniversaries of their passing occur at this time. First, as I bring my hand in your direction, are you thinking of someone for memory? Thank you. And so many people in the land of Israel who've lost their lives in this terrible war. We're remembering them. Whose Yahrzeitin occur at this time, and also the Shloshim will begin with the 30-day anniversaries of their passing. Barbara Kravitz, mother of Rona Kipper, grandmother of our Director of Education, Tamara Kipper. Leslie Strauss, Bonnie Rosen, grandmother of Hannah Rosenberg. Ilya Gittin, someone from our community. Gary Stolerman, also someone from our community. And the Yahrzeitin at this time, David Alder, A.Z. Axelrod, William Bill Bard, Ivy Bell Baser, Lillian Benowitz, Abe Bernstein, Stanley Bloch, Belle Rubin Brovarny, Benjamin David Cohen, Juanita Valine Dunier, Rich Esser, Maurice Floch, Morris Gus, Nicholas Harrison, Adam Henyon, Elaine Bunny Kaufman, Lula Klein, Edith Korn, Florence Levy, that's our family, Turid Václav Lipman, Tilda Love, Louis Milan, Dorothy Nathan, Nellie Arm Brewster Palmer, Jerry Paul, Marge Rokich, Harry Rosen, Stella Rosen, Simon Rosenblatt, Erwin Rossman, Francis Sapitsky, Boris Sasonkin, Pauline Schroeder, Jean Scoggins, David Siegel, Petr Sorokin, Lee Lovinger Sr., Chaim Starodubsky, Rosa Sterua, Charlotte Torkanis, Diane Welcher. And I think that is all we have on that listing. For those whose names are mentioned aloud today, those of you who are thinking of someone in our live stream who are not able to be with us but are remembering someone, feel free to recite that name as you are comfortable. And we turn now to the words which magnify and glorify God as we recite, as it is your custom, either together, privately, the words of the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divera chirute v'yamlich malchute. Bechayichon u'v'yomechon. U'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'v'zman kariv. Ve'imru Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mivarach le'alam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal. Shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma ve'imeru Amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya ve'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Ose shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel and all humanity, and let us say, Amen. And those who are standing may remain standing. I'll invite everyone, as you're comfortable, to stand, as we are always keeping Eretz Yisrael in our hearts. You can find the text to Hatikva on page 678. I am so used to turning in the main sanctuary to the flag of Israel. We have the flag of Eretz Yisrael always in our hearts. Please join in with the words Hatikva. Kol od balevav penima nefesh Yehudi holmiya ulafate mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia, od alovda tikvateinu, tikva bat shnot alpayim, liatam chofshi be'artzeinu, Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim li'otam chofshi be'artzeinu Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim. me one day be free in the land of Zion and Jerusalem, and let us all say,
Amen.
Amen. I invite you to stay standing as we continue with our Kiddush on page 123 and also our Motzi. Mark, would you do me the honor of handing me the
Handing you
Kiddush cup?
And
All right.
there you go.
We'll see what blessing they poured in here today. As we remember, and just so you know, as we were talking about this amazing Devar, I have to do a riff off of this, that every time we say a Kiddush, we are remembering the Exodus from Egypt. The words, listen for the words, Zecher Litziat Mitzrayim, remembrance of the Exodus from Egypt. Without that, there is no Shabbat and there are no Jewish people even today. We sing, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri agafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodesho, b'ahava uvratzon, hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodecha be'ahava u'v'ratzon hinechaletanu. Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim.
L'chaim tovim. That's the real blessing. Okay. I'm going to invite anyone who wants to come forward to help me. Mark, come around this way.
Sure.
Ooh. To come touch the challah or touch someone touching the challah if you're comfortable doing so we can make a chain of blessing as we get close together as a community and think about this gorgeous, gorgeous braided bread that our wonderful Moshe Onwukeme makes every single week, smelling the delicious scents, the scintillating scents that come from our kitchen and to our lips today. We are so blessed to break bread together. We say, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'te'avo. Shabbat shalom. Please take, woo! We do not stand on ceremony here. Oy vey. The floor took a piece. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Take one pass. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, pass it down. Shabbat, Shabbat, shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, come up. Shabbat, Shabbat, shalom. Shabbat, shalom. Hey, Shabbat, shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 shalom. Good Shabbos, everyone, and to everyone watching us. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful, peaceful Shabbat. Join us tomorrow for Shabbat morning services. Great to have you here. Thank you so much.